All right, comic book junkies, Mike Smith here at Night Tiger Comics. It's Sunday morning, and this is how I describe the show that we are going to get. Are you ready?
Now I'm nervous.
1, 2, 3.
Night Tiger Comics!
Okay, one more time. Two, three.
Watch Night Tiger Comics!
Oh, perfect.
I say it's crazy.
All right, we're back. We got comics. We got collectibles. We got everything here in the Night Tiger comic book lair. Take a good look. Come after February, I will be dismantling the room, packing everything up, and moving to Alabama. I got a bigger and a better comic room in store for myself. I'm getting old, and I deserve it. What do we got today? Here we have, I love my Christmas comics. I don't necessarily love my modern comics, but here we have a little digest with Christmas Archie, Betty, and Veronica. And I don't know what year that's from. Obviously, it's from 90s, probably. Does it even say on the cover? It's number 246. And whoever drew it, his last name is Smith, which that's pretty cool, because that's my last name. B&V Friends and Comics Annual, and that would be Betty and Veronica. All right, what else we got here? So, Christmas is coming up. And we got Bumble here. You can pick these up at Five and Below. Here's the regular one. This is the glow in the dark. And we have we have Dig'ems to the Max. And what else? We should have had another glow in the dark one here somewhere, but he disappeared. Somebody snagged him, I think. Huh, that's weird. I know I had two of them. All right. This ain't a comic. This is DC Connect versus the KO Allmore. So I just wanted to get this and look at it. I don't buy modern books, and I've held true to that for going over 3 years now. But this isn't a comic book, and it was free. And I thought, you know what? At least I can look and see what's kind of going on, even though this is probably out of date by a few months. Well, it says December 2025. So some KO storyline. I have no idea what that is. But you know what? I was curious. It was free. You know what I'm saying, dogs? Okay, here we have an Archie comic. I bought this off eBay a while back. I thought maybe it'd be cool. I haven't even read it yet. July 1967. Paul Raymond on the cover, interiors. Jerry Siegel does the scripts in here. So that's pretty cool. And you have the Hangman. He's a Golden Age character too. Hopefully the art's pretty good. I didn't never look inside. I've had this thing for years too. I don't have what I have on it, but I at least had that for 3 or 4 years. This is cool. When did I get this book? Because I have two of them. I only have the date I picked up this one, which was in 2022. So first appearance or reappearance of Venus since the Golden Age. Her last appearance was in 1952. And I paged through this the other day. I did read it a while back, but you know how you are when you get older, remember. You don't remember nothing. I paged through this, man, and the art in here is so good. I cannot wait to read this again. I didn't have time to read it when I paged through it, but I looked at a few pages. I had to look at every page. That's how good the art was. And I found another issue at some point. So the first time I picked this up, maybe this one was a while ago, more than probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. I didn't really pick up on the fact that that was her reappearance. And then when I saw a video and someone mentioned it, I'm like, I have that issue. And when I came across another one for, I don't even know what I paid. What did I pay for this? I don't even have it on here. I know it wasn't much. I think I paid $2.50. I'm like, I'll take another copy. For $2.50, I'll take 10 copies of this. I'm telling you, if you have this in your collection, you need to read it because the art is like way off the charts. It's really good. I just can't say enough. I'm just remembering now, paging through it, and I'm like, wow. How did this get in here? This is my low-grade copy of Marvel Family, number 77. 77? Yeah. I put up a AI animated video of this on my Instagram. But just an iconic cover, and I'd have 2 or 3 or 4 of these if the price is right. I think I paid, when I first bought my first one, and it's a nicer copy, I paid $200. But then I seen this one, and that was less than $100. I'm like, for that, I'll grab a second copy. But it doesn't really go for that much, and I think the price has kind of come down on it. This actually may be this may be a better copy. No, this is a one. It's funny. I would think that book would just kind of keep going up and up. So I got a lot of Golden Age in here. I brought some books in the other room to re-mylar, and so I grabbed them as part of the stack for this video. So we got Roundup here. Oh man, I forgot who publishes this. Oh, this is DS Publisher. They have not too many titles, but they have top-notch art and stories. So a great cover there with the damsel in distress rescue cover. I'm a big Western guy. Grew up in the 60s and the 70s. Westerns were big in the 70s, 60s and 50s also. And I grew up in that era. Of course, we didn't have internet. And TV was cheap for them to rerun like stuff from the 50s and the 60s, black and white movies and television shows. So I grew up on a lot of black and white movies and television shows from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and I liked it. I mean, it became part of the stuff that I liked. And, unfortunately, a lot of that's kind of lost now in the generation that kind of grew up in the 90s. They don't really have any sense of what that stuff is or how good it is. Kit Carson, number 7, Bill Everett cover, Everett Raymond Kinstler cover. This actually has another version by IW. I think I have it. Another great damsel in distress, good girl cover. Now I'm a big Western good girl cover guy, and I have over a short box of just Golden Age Westerns with good girl covers. It was a goal of mine over the last, 6 years to seek out as much as I could. And it was a genre that not too many people were going after, so the books were pretty inexpensive. Here's another one. This is another DS Publishing. This is starring Breeze Lawson, Sky Sheriff. Great title. Great cover. I'm telling you, the art in here is really good too. It's like Matt Bakerish. Wings of the Law Against Crime. It's a one-shot. For you idiots out there, people in Rio Linda, a one-shot is a comic that only had 1 issue. I'm kidding. I know you guys know that. I know you guys, because you guys are the smartest viewers. You're the best viewers. Here we have another DS Publishing, another one. Outlaws, Thrilling Western Stories, number 7. Love that 10-gallon hat. Nice green pants and a green hat on the girl. This is from 1949. Notes on the back, scarce DS publisher title, Good Girl Western. Where do you stand on Westerns? I was never a big Gunsmoke fan. I know that was one of the most famous TV shows. I was more of a Bonanza guy. John Wayne, love John Wayne movies. Here's a cool EC book. I got this cheap, but it's low grade. I paid $23 with shipping and tax in April of 2022. Actually, it was an auction win. And it's from June 1945, and it's a Graham Ingles cover. I love the kind of like the soft touch to the art. She got the rattlesnake right there in the corner. Beautiful cover. Low grade, but man, these Saddle Justices, they are scarce books. I don't think they publish too many of those. It's kind of a genre where, you know, wasn't like the big collectors were not. The crime books were the big ones. So that's it for that. Here we have Promethea #1, America's Best Comics. Now, this is Alan Moore. I guess this was popular at some point and one of the rare moderns in my collection. And back in the COVID days, or right before the COVID days, with the Mercer Knot, and I forget the other channels I used to watch, they would do, you know, all these keys that they would find, and they were worth money, and this and that. And this was a book I saw several times, and I thought, yeah, that's a pretty cool title. And I liked the cover, and I stumbled across it for $1 at some point. So it's his first appearance of Sophie Barget, chosen to be the new Avatar. Sophie Bangs. Promethea, John H. Williams III, a cover and interiors, Alan Moore on the scripts. I remember reading this, and to me it was a little confusing. I didn't really get what was going on. Nevertheless, it is a pretty cool. I like the cover. Here we have just a cool, nice high grade Batman cover with black cover. Ernie Chan, obviously. And this is from April '76. Got the bicentennial banner up there. Just a nice copy, and I don't have any price, so I think I paid $1 for it. Here we have a Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend. It has a 10 cents cover price. So 1959. Kurt Swan cover. Kurt Schwaffenberger on the interior art. And Robert Bernstein on the scripts. Where do you stand on Lois Lane comics? I like them. I find them entertaining. Obviously, they're always cheesy. But think about it. I was thinking about this the other day. I think about the weirdest thing. What other female in any comic book publisher has lasted for, I think she lasted like 140 issues or something like that? What other female character, non-superhero, has lasted that long ever? I don't think there is one. Same with Jimmy Olsen. I mean, he's a side character. He also ran for 100 so issues, and he's not a superhero. So you're pretty cool. I mean, I can't think of any other characters that really had a series that long that were not superheroes, that were non-superheroes. So here we have Tales of Unexpected, when it was kind of really goofy. Number 75 in December '62. This was an A-OK from my buddy Jesse Lynch at BWD Comics. Tales of Unexpected. What we got on time? Not bad. This one's going to be much shorter than Saturday's. What do we have here? So this is Infinity Inc. So this was a team of superheroes that were grandsons, granddaughters, goddaughters, or something like that, or children of the Golden Age superheroes. So this is first Todd McFarlane on DC Art with Roy Thomas on the scripts from May 1985. Chaos in the new key. What is it? In the new key of Chroma. So first Todd McFarlane art at DC Comics. Did he do this cover? He did. He did the cover. Here we have first appearance of Silk. Remember when this book was hot? I actually paid up for this. I think I paid $50 for it. And at some point, this book was actually up to $100. I don't know where it's at nowadays. I don't know if anybody even cares about it. Another one of the rare modern books in my collection. And I never even read this yet. I bought this in 2014. I've never read it. Bitten by the same radioactive spider as Spider-Man. Humberto Ramos art and Don Scott on the scripts. So, first appearance of Silk, a Korean-American girl who was bitten by the same spider as Peter Parker. And I bought it in 2014, and I haven't even read it yet. 2 modern books in a row. What the heck's going on here? Here we have a very rare Bronze Age book. And there's not too many rare Bronze Age books. But it is a price variance. 30 cents. Number 157, January 1976. And it's a new skin price variant. Doc Ock on the cover. I think I paid $20 for this. I bought this at the antique shop right up the road. He had 2 of them for $20. They got some water staining on the back, but they're not on the front cover. And it's the issue before or after this one. So I picked them both up for $20. I figured I watch Metarog's channel, and he tells me or tells us how scarce they are. They were 1% of the print run, distributed in only 5 cities in the United States. So ever since I started watching his channel, and I know if you're sub to me, you're sub to him, I've been looking out for these wherever I can, typing in the search bar on eBay, typing in the search bar on My Comic Shop. Matter of fact, My Comic Shop, I found a couple cheap ones there. So you never know. If you go to My Comic Shop, type them in, you never know when they're going to pop up. Especially even if they're low grade. They're so hard to get. I buy low grade ones. I'll buy 1.8s. So this is my low grade copy. Where's my high grade copy's right here. This high grade copy on My Comic Shop was an unbelievable price that I can pass it up. So I had this one for years. I haven't even read this yet. I don't even remember when I bought this. But this is from November 1968. First meeting of the original Black Knight, Sir Percy and Dan Whitman, the third Black Knight. Origin of the Black Knight, Sir Percy. Origin of Ebony Blade and Ebony Dagger. John Romita, Black Knight cover. Howard Perrell, backgrounds. Roy Thomas writer. Howard Perrell, John Romita. Marie Severin and Herb Trimpe on interior arts. I probably bought this for $1. And what did I pay for this big, nice high-grade copy? I got it from My Comic Shop, and it actually sat in my cart for quite a while. And I only paid $22.60 with the tax and the shipping. Let's look at this. For $22, man, I thought this was a steal. I was shocked that it actually sat in my cart for like 2 or 3 months. Probably like 2 months. I said, okay, heck, I'll take it for $20. It's a nice upgrade. So this is Marvel Superheroes number 17. Let's get the splash page. Oh, great splash page. Oh, nice. We got a Golden Eggs Bill Everett Submariner story in there. I've never looked inside this thing. And since I'm showing this, it's making me have desires, unfettered desires, to show you this book that I got up on the wall. Since we're almost at the end of the video, we got one other book to show. I might as well grab this one up here and show it to you. It's a good way to end the video, and it's a killer book that I can't even believe I have in my collection. Let me show you this other book first, then we'll get to this one. This would be a great one to end on. Here we have an ACG, Forbidden Worlds, and this is number 133, February 66, Kurt Schwaffenberger cover, Peter Costanza interiors, and Richard Evelyn writing. It's just a nice copy of it. These are really hard to read. They're not really that good. But this book here, this book was like around $200 when I first saw it at my LCS. He had 200 on it, 250. And a year went by, I saw that he had 150 on it. I forget the guy that used to work there. He was a professor. He'd fill in and he'd work for Free Comics. And I said, I got to know him. I said, you think Chet will take 100 for that? And he goes, let me call him. So he said yes. So I got this for $100. It's a pretty nice copy. And then this book shot up to like thousands of dollars during COVID after the Black Knight appearance in the Marvel show. Then it dropped back down to around 800. I think, I haven't really looked at it in a while, but I think it's probably settled to around $500-600 in this condition. And it's a pretty nice copy. And I told him when I buy it, I said, I'm never going to sell it. I said, I'm not buying this to flip. I think I have read this though. It's a pretty nice copy. It's very strong. Not falling apart. And obviously this is a one-shot by Toby Press. The first appearance of Black Knight. Not first title of Black Knight in comics, but not the first Black Knight in comic book. Actually, I think in Popular Comics or something like that, in the early 40s, there was another Black Knight. I haven't got around to really doing the deep dive research because there's not a lot of information on that first Black Knight. I just happen to have an issue of Popular Comics. I'm thinking it's Popular Comics, where one of the interior stories was the Black Knight. I'm like, whoa. So I'm like, I got to really find out when this character first appears, but I have never got around to that yet. I'll have to do a little video on that. So this would be the second Black Knight. And then Marvel appeared a couple years later. 2 years later, Marvel appeared. So that's it for your Sunday show. I hope you enjoyed it. Night Tiger out. We're out of the lair. You guys have a great week. Talk to you later.